Good morning, Stephen. Welcome to our FSB 6 Simple Questions. Thanks for taking part. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Certainly. My name's Stephen. The company's Linton Technologies.
Great, thank you.
Nice and simple.
That's great. So we've known each other for quite a long time. We went networking when you were with Melbourne and things like that. But how did you end up setting up Linton Technologies?
This is a long story. I hope you're ready for this.
Okay.
But back in 1999, when I left university, I thought, well, what better time to risk everything and start a business when there's nothing to lose? So I decided to set up an IT hosting company. And back in 1999, it was cutting edge to be doing hosting of websites and hosting of servers. And set that up in North Yorkshire in a little town called Gromont. So everyone will know it for the steam trains on the MYNR line. And the steam trains actually went around our office. And I originally set the business up with a lady I was at university with. And she wanted to be a teacher, and I convinced her to be an IT trainer. So together we went off and on this venture straight from university. And we set it up from a building called Linton House in Gromont. And that's where the name comes from. And then when foot and mouth hit, because of course in that rural community we were looking after a lot of rural businesses. So at that point we then moved to the towns, and the business being a virtual business at the time, it was hosting. We didn't really do a great deal face to face. Was able to move with us, and as I moved over to Manchester, the business moved with me. And since that point in time, we've moved a lot from the agricultural businesses right across. And these days, we tend to work a lot with professional services businesses. So it's your accountants and it's your solicitors, your surveyors and architects and people like that that need to make best use of technology and make sure their business runs efficiently using technology. So what we always say really is what we do is we make technology fit your business rather than your business fit technology.
Yeah, it's a key thing, isn't it?
It is.
To work with them. Right, so I did know most of that story then, but the thing I don't know about you, I'm just saying, we've known each other quite some time. I don't know what you do outside work. What are your hobbies and passions?
Well, everybody always says they don't have any hobbies and passions, but when you actually dig into it, you probably do, really. There's things that you're passionate about. And one of my passions has always been for the great outdoors. And that is probably another how did I do it story. But back in the day, I decided I wanted to go out and do outdoors with people that also enjoyed it. So I decided to set up an organization which was all geared around things that were close to me. So the fact that I'm gay. So what I actually wanted was an organization that loved the outdoors, but to be able to share it with other gay men. So I set up a company called Outdoor Lads, which then turned into a charity. And it's been a charity now, I think, for just over 10 years. And that helps gay men all over the UK access the great outdoors. And that can be anything from weekends away, weeks away, and extreme sports, or even just as simple as a walk or a hike. And in some cases, it can be just along the towpath on the canal. So it's for all levels now. And the organisation, I forget the actual numbers, but there are many thousands of participants, and certainly hundreds of active leaders and coordinators that all volunteer their time to run the organisation.
Wow, right. Well, you see, I didn't know that about you. We've actually been to see Manchester City play football. You kindly invited me, and I do remember sitting in a networking meeting when you asked who's Pep Guardiola. But you also sponsor the football team as well, don't you?
That's right. So that's Manchester's gay football team.
Yeah.
So it's Village Manchester FC, so VMFC. So you can see them at vmfc.co.uk if you want to have a look. And they train weekly, and they play in the Saturday and Sunday leagues at different levels, and they've got 4 separate teams.
Yeah, great. Are they back playing now then? They're actually playing now.
They are playing now. They don't have changing room facilities right now because they're not allowed to use them, but they are starting to play again now this month.
Great. Right. Okay. So over to the questions that I'm a little bit hesitant about. Podcasts. Have you listened to a podcast?
Well, I never really listened to very many podcasts. I've been always aiming to download an application to do it. Being in technology, this is what I should do, but
Yeah.
I never really have the time to just sit there. However, recently I've started listening to an industry podcast. Now, I was debating about whether I should say this because, of course, it's a plug for a chap called Paul Green. And Paul Green is a marketing consultant that specializes in managed service provider marketing. And he has a podcast that goes out where he talks about what's going on in the industry and helps and advises. And he always has in there his blatant plug. So I guess anybody that wants to go and check him out, any other MSPs, he's quite interesting.
That's great. And now, right, I did say a book, but it can be a film. Anything you want to recommend in that genre?
Well, people always say that I should probably read Win Friends and Influence People. I have no idea why they recommend that book to me. But I've never really been much of a reader, probably stemming back to my dyslexia. However, I did download Audible. I've not yet signed up to it, so I've got halfway there. If I was to recommend a film, I think I never remember titles of films. However, there's one film that I loved the trilogy of and always is in the back of my mind, and that's The Matrix. Because
yeah, I knew you were going to say that. I think he's going to go when you said trilogy, I thought The Matrix. Yes. Go on, sorry, I interrupted you.
I just love things that just have a bit of a twist to them and things where you can't necessarily work it out or where things are on different planes. And if I was to ever choose a TV program or a film, if it has some element of time travel in it and trying to get your head around all of the different perplexities that come from that, then I just love it.
Yeah. Great, great. And the final question is, have you any words of wisdom for everybody out there watching this?
I think a recent one for me, I discovered a quote online that seemed to be my quote of the last 6 weeks. And that is, use your smile to change the world, but don't let the world change your smile.
That's a good one. Yes, yeah, right. Oh, I'm impressed by that. So I mean, I must have done about 60 interviews since lockdown, and everybody says something different. It's great when people come out. It always takes me by surprise. So
I like things that make you think.
Yeah.
And that one certainly does make you think, and just makes you think how you interact with other people and how they interact with you.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, Stephen, for taking part in this. It's been great.
No worries, Simon. I've been waiting for it.
Thanks, Stephen. Bye.
Bye-bye.